wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's Conquest. For brunch, or a real request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me.
Wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found for brunch. Ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da. Oh my God, I am tone deaf this morning. Holy crap, I need my coffee. Good morning, everybody. Xander, I've told you this a million times. Holy shit. I don't watch SNL at all until Sunday. I am happy to know that there is an unaired weekend update with Sarah Sherman, because I hate the weekend update characters they bring in like 95% of the time. Almost any time there's a character in Weekend Update, I roll my eyes and I tune out, because they're all the fucking same. But I love Sarah Sherman, and I love how much shit she gives to Colin Jost, and it is the funniest thing to me. So I will have to keep a lookout for that today when it is SNL time. What is brunch? Brunch is like the time, it's like when people want breakfast and they want lunch. Normally, white people in Manhattan or in LA, or really in any major city in the US, it's when they want to go out and have a mimosa. And it's like probably around 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And during this time, you can get yourself eggs. You can get bacon, you can get a bacon, egg, and cheese, but you can also get like a club sandwich, or not really a hamburger. You wouldn't get a hamburger during brunch, but like lighter foods that kind of hit that, is it really time for me to have breakfast, or is it really time for me to have lunch vibes? But it is 100% categorized by the idea that you are going to be having a drink or two or three or bottomless mimosas. Signal data, man, oh God. I'm pretty okay with signal data right now. But with the era changeover, all of that's going to be gone. Satil is going to eat a big chunk into that. Signal data is it's the worst part. It's awful. Signal data is terrible. It's always terrible. Zalander, you can always come in and like watch just the brunch and come back and just watch the brunch. The intro, the brunch intro is goddamn. Moonborn hit it out of the park, and I miss him every day so dearly. Him not being in the game. I realize, I mean, we still talk, obviously, but I realized, and I said this to him last week, like, I had to go find his DMs in my Discord, because we used to talk every day. That German fool. I miss him. With that in mind, we are once again recruiting, because people are just at the high end sick of CG shit. And I can't keep people playing the game if they don't want to. So I need somebody around like the 14 million mark, somebody in the end game who just wants to show up and do their shit, because I handle everything. I make it work. I just need people that want to do their shit. Cantina battles suck if you need signal data. I'm so glad that I'm done with farming completely. No, Hobnob. Moonborn quit the game about a month ago. It was very, very sad. He still does some cards for me. He still does YouTube stuff for me because he likes doing it. He and I still get together like once a month to play games, and we usually stream them just to Discord. So he's still around, but I enjoyed being in a guild with him and playing the game with him and interacting more readily. Is this for awoke Mandalorians? No, yeah, I mean, it's awakened Mandalorians, but I have been really trying very hard in guild to have us renamed to Sleeping Gungalorians. My guild leader says no. The other officers say no. I have, because I have admin access on our Discord, I have changed the tag to Gungalorians on our Discord, but I just need enough people to say yes so we can be the Sleeping Gungalorians. With that said, we got to get in, right? We got a game to play. We got stuff to do. Let's see. Oh, man. What is going on here? Oh, I should go to get my Bronzium card. It really is. Sleeping Gungalorians. It is a guild name to rule them all, personally. Anything useful? No. Oh, I can like hear a cold coming on. There's like a nasaliness going on in my nose. Nothing else I have to worry about. Let us check out TB. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like we're doing pretty okay. We're still struggling to hit that perfect day 3. You have a question. Is DVD, should I farm? You have DVD. Should I farm SK? I don't have Stranger. Is SK good with Seer? But I don't have any Proving Grounds characters. Seer without Malicos is not super great. You know, running just Seer and Starkiller alone is not going to do very much for you. Stranger and Starkiller without Stranger probably isn't going to do very much for you, especially if you're using a DVD team. So Starkiller is probably not something that you super need right now. You're probably not going to get much use out of Starkiller until you have Seer. Unless you get Stranger first, and then you're going to be using Stranger with Starkiller. But that's like a huge roster question. That's a let's dig into the roster question and see. Xander, I would love to, but I am so tired of recruiting. I have never had to recruit this much, this quickly. I've never had to do it. I'm done. I don't want to recruit anymore. I just want people to stop leaving the game at the end game so that I can enjoy a couple of months where the guild is just the guild and I don't have to make TB changes. I don't have to make platoon changes. Oh my God. All right. What do we have to do? Let's see. We have Ring of Kafrine. Our platoons are done. Hoth is completely done, so I don't even have to do the fleet mission. Mandalore is getting there. And Malachor is just under. STX, come join me, man. Just leave your kids and everybody. All right, let's see the math. Yeah, man, do it. Then fucking come join me. It's so, like, during other parts of the game, we've lost maybe 3 people maximum. But the amount of recruiting I've had to do is just it's so much. So much. 117. This is already done. Let's see. Plus 396 minus 325 is 188. And then technically we want to get to 730, but it's probable that we're going to get to 620, I think. Right? Because that's 41, 42, 142. Yeah, probably to 620. Let's do plus 620 minus 306. So we need 502 right now. We have 405. So we're down 97 million, which is not that great. You would join, but you're lacking the R9s. Hobnob, man, if you're curious about it, send me over your .gg. I'll take a look at it for you and see. But anyway, we gotta do the actual combats, right? We gotta get through stuff. Let's get done with Ring of Kafrene first, because I hate Ring of Kafrene. I have 3.8 million. Can I able to play Proven this month? I don't have any of the Lightspeed token characters for this week. I mean, if you have a week to get that 150k, if you can get if you can get that 150k in a week, like I don't want to say that it's that easy, but it's also not really that hard, especially in this current game client. You know what's funny, Xander, is I actually do force the issue. Anytime there's a major unpopular change, I try to get a temperature check on the guild. And basically say, like, who's really thinking about leaving the game? Who is, you know, kind of on the fence and it might happen the next month? Who's like, no, I'm continuing, I'm good. And I am actually pretty surprised by how much recruiting I've had to do. It is what it is. It is the life cycle of the game. Okay. Would have been really nice to have an assist right there. Gross. Oh my god, that's we had, so my other TB officer didn't deploy last phase, and I never hold it against him because the reality is he and I were both very busy, and as my other TB officer, because other people don't do things on time, he and I have to do our walk-ups. And we don't have 24 hours to deploy like other people have. We have 45 minutes to deploy because we need to wait for everybody else so that we can do the walk-ups correctly. So he unfortunately missed that time window because he was busy, and it sucks. And if everybody in the guild gets their shit done, those things don't happen. But we're staying, you know, we're staying up. We're doing what we have to do to stay strong as a guild. The guild is not failing, but I am very proactive about making sure my recruiting is where my recruiting needs to be. That's really what it comes down to. Let's do it. Eyes wide open, Mandos. What's up, Lampla? Again, when it comes to like where to put tokens, I need to look at full rosters. But I mean, you're a pretty early game, so personally, I would maybe. I don't remember who is what and what is where in farming. I would maybe look at an upcoming Cantina farm to throw it on. Oh my god, STX. I had the worst night last night. My wife and I went to go see Project Hail Mary at 2 p.m., which is an amazing movie. I laughed, I cried, I laughed and cried, I cried and laughed. Like, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be my favorite movie of the year. But I was so burnt out yesterday that after we got home at 7. I fell asleep by 7:30 last night. But my body does not like sleeping. So I woke up at 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. So at about 4.5 hours, 5 hours of sleep. I woke up at 1 a.m. I came down. I sat at the computer for like 2 hours. Fell back asleep at 3 a.m. And so now I'm kind of tired from that whole ordeal. It was not great. Is it worth if some guilds lower their requirements? I mean, it really depends, Hobnob. It honestly really depends. You know, when I'm recruiting, I always have my ideal candidate. And my ideal candidate is somewhere around 14.5 million and has everything because we're in a guild where we need that. But more realistically, I'm typically recruiting around the 13.5 million GP. I have let in people with 12 million GP if they have tight accounts. But there's only so low that you can recruit, especially at the end game. You know, you can't bring in an 8 million account because that account's going to do jack shit for you. Well, Zap, you know, I've talked about this before. I think it is a late game veteran problem more than it is a game problem. Obviously, I think that the game is in a very healthy position in terms of numbers and revenue and people coming in. But I do think that there is a lot of veteran fatigue that is going on right now, and it's really a struggle for those guilds. And what is going to end up happening is some guilds are going to fold. You know, you're going to have guilds fold. You're going to have 5 guilds fold. And now that's 250 people freed up for other guilds. What are the requirements for the expectations for joining? Listen, people in my guild can tell you I'm actually very easygoing. We're not a TW guild. You know, if you join, you join. You have to play if you join. If you don't join, I don't care. We expect roughly like 7.5 to 10 million out of people from the raid. You know, I expect really, we have people who are free to play. We have people who are whales, but we typically expect somebody to be around 13.5 to plus GP, have all their GL ships, have all of the Galactic Legends except maybe the newest one, because again, we have free to play players. We're not a you have to pay anything kind of guild. Yeah, listen, it's not that you're I love questions, man. It's just, it obviously is hard sometimes because there are some questions that can't be answered just very quickly. Though I am going to tell you that my Gungans fuck. My Gungans fuck hard, right? You can give Gungans all the shit you want to give them. In fact, let's take a little bit of a look, shall we, at how hard my Gungans fuck before we continue this. Before we continue going into TB. Wait, we're going to pop this up. We're going to throw this. This is my profile, 14.69 million. GAC, let's see how we did in the last GAC. Against Face Booer. Did my Gungans play? Oh, look at that. Mandalorians fucking lost. Beautiful. Love it. Great. Like, amazing. V-Storm. Let's see. My Gungans. Treya. fucking lost. Had to use JMK. Fucking love it. Right? Arctic Fox, Gungans, Queen Amidala, Mandalorians, both lost. Love it. This is had to use JML, and JML didn't even win cleanly. Right? Like, love it. My Gungans are amazing. Let's see. Against Macario, JML lost. Bane lost. Vex kicked my ass, but his Mandalorians lost to my Gungans. Mon Mothma, I don't know why he tried to use Mon Mothma, but lost. I got another hold, right? My Gungans fuck. Every single oh, look, this Treya actually won. Wasn't clean. Against blue. He took out my Gungans, but he had to use Hondo. And his Hondo didn't even take it out cleanly. Right? Like, that's amazing to me. JML, Phoenix. So when people give me shit about my Gungans and my Gungans being so high up at R10, I just show them that and I go, listen, my Gungans, they put in work. They put me into K1. All right, let's continue. Before I get all kinds of horny. Hey, Soul. You can. If you treat your Gungans right, your Gungans will do well. And don't get me wrong. I understand that the current data set that just dusted was amazing. And it really helped the Gungans. But it really helped all of the other teams, too. And with the new way Datacrons are, which I hate, we're going to see more recycling. And we're going to get back to Gungan DCs sooner rather than later. So they might not be as amazing in the next 5v5. That's okay. Yeah, look, it's expensive to have the Relic 10s, but it's always going to be my goal. My Gungans are always going to be my priority. Unless we get like a Darth Lord Jar Jar, then maybe I'll bring him up. And once Relic 11 comes out, I'm going to make sure Relic 11 is the strongest one. Hey, Snorlax. Nope, next week, man. Next week. Oh, my God. Kimmy, it is second wake up for me. I am hit hard right now. You might take a pause break to get more coffee. Oh, my God. It's funny because I was doing TB on a different account to help somebody out earlier. I like to test things out. And between Hoth, Malachor, and Ring of Kafrene, I managed every single combat that didn't require like specific characters. And the only one I dropped a wave on was the Jabba on Hoth. And these were with like hobbled and cobbled together teams. Like SLKR with just randoms. I need to get my Ezra up, but I can't afford that right now. I just... All right, let's do this. Well, at your level, I don't know if Gungans are the right play. At your specific level, there are so many more important things, I think, at the 4 million mark. You know, like, two of the most important characters to me, in my opinion, are Master Obi-Wan and Padawan Qui-Gon. I can't afford R9 Ezra right now because specifically, I mean, I can. I have the mats. I could take him up literally right now. But I also want to take Satil to Relic 9 next week. And I want to stay on top of my materials so that when the era changes, I can at least get to tier 7 again on all of the era battles, assuming that the era battles run the exact same way. See, that's 2 for Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon. And the nice thing about Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon are that they are both Cantina farms. So you get rid of 2 Cantina farms that way. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, gather round. Just the signal data. Okay. If you have 5 Kyber LSTs, like, I think you'll easily hit that 4 million that you're gonna need. We're gonna just basic this guy to death. There we go. God. Bring that guy back up. Got our tanks. I hate this combat so much. 5 days without a single punishing one farm is insane. Right? Because you have a 33% chance per roll. That's assuming you're doing at least 25 5 battles of that. That's 25 battles of the shard. I'm not saying it's not possible because I once went 20-1. But that it is insane when you actually look at the odds on something like that. You know, look, Zap, I've talked about it. I have the video on it. I think with Cantina farms, the big thing is it's super, super, super important for players to plan out their Cantina farms. And my way of doing it is very simple. You just don't do everything on a Cantina farm unless that Cantina farm is fundamentally lowering your ability to do something in the short term. You know, when I have to do a Cantina farm, I do all of my morning energy, all of my refreshes on signal data, and I do my my midday refresh and just gathered energy on the farm itself. Because yes, signal data is so tight. Signal data is so important right now. It's always important. Every day at 11 a.m., literally every day at 11 a.m., I go to the store to see if that $14.99 crystal signal data pack is there. And I actually, last time I got mad because I got the R9 stuff, and I was like, I really want the signal data bundle. I want the overflow. I don't want these R9 materials right now. Now I've distracted myself. I'm so low on some of this shit. Those can go down. Okay. That's the way to do it. You do it slow, Zap. You always do it slow. Always take your time when it comes to cantinas. Always, every single time. It's just the only way to go about it. All right, I can't do Hoth. My guild will get mad at me because I blocked it for everybody else. "16 energy cantina nodes are fucking rough. They are the worst. The worst is when they did Great Mothers and Morgan right after each other, and they were both 16 energy cantina farms. Do you use my my sheet, Speed Math, my income and signal data sheet? I highly recommend anybody that wants to learn how to afford things in this game use my sheet. It is a very, very, very powerful utility for people that are, you know, spreadsheet horse. Yeah. They are very good targets for Kyber Lightspeed tokens because they, honestly, it's, if you can get cantina farms out of the way, it is great. Yeah, you know what's cool about the spreadsheet is I learned a lot about spreadsheets while doing it, which is really nice. It's really interesting to learn like all these cool new different functions of how spreadsheets work, which is why I redesigned it so many damn times, because I've learned all these different things. But now it makes me want to go back and like my premium, my value sheets, my member sheets, I want to go back and redo those to look cleaner, to look nicer, like I have this stuff looking, because it's just a beautiful, beautiful sheet, and the other one just looks so rudimentary compared to it. Maybe that's what I'll do during spring break. No, M3, it's Vanessa. Vanessa. Oh my god. Vanessa's on the Henry team. Oh, actually, and Henry just popped in. What's up? What do we got? Mandalore open. No, man, it had nothing to do with you. You just happened to join when I said Henry, and I was like, oh, hey. Dude, my autocorrect constantly says weird shit. When I leave work, I always text my wife just to let her know I'm heading home. And I'll be like, hey, leaving. And I'll miss one letter in leaving, and then I'll send her a text that says something like raving. And I'll have to send back like, no, I'm not going to a rave. I'm just heading home. I'm almost 40. I'm boring. I don't do stuff like that. Or, you know what the worst one is? When I type allies, A-L-L-I-E-S, my phone autocorrects it and makes it an apostrophe as if it's allies, as it, like a possessive, every fucking time. Are we allowed to ask about the Ryan incident? I mean, listen, look, I've said this before, and I don't like to talk about people. Vance is a younger guy. He does not understand social norms. A lot of people do not like him. A lot of people think he's a troll. I believe that he just needs a positive role model in his life that shows him how to be a functioning member of society, which is why I spent so long not banning him from the community, not banning him from Discord, allowing him to chat with me because I wanted him to learn. I wanted to help him. But it just got to a point where so much was going on and everybody felt like I was his keeper, that every other day I was getting messages from people about the things he's done and the things he was doing, and I could not bear that anymore. I could not bear the burden. I could stop him from doing things, but he just could not generalize it and say, oh, Egg says don't harass this person. That should mean don't harass everybody. There was no generalization, and I just do not have the mental fortitude to deal with it every day anymore. 27, 21, and did do it. I do want to say we are. That's basically the exact same thing, Zap, that happens to me with allies, and it honestly does piss me off. I get so mad when it happens because then I look like a fucking moron. Do we already know the gear needed? Yeah, you can go right on .gg to see the gear needed for Satil. She's in game, so you can go on .gg and you can go to the gear sheet and it'll show you exactly what you need for her. Have I given up on him just for Lent? Maybe. Look, I don't know if he'll ever be allowed back in Slice of Otagunga. I probably will unblock him from Discord eventually, because I do still feel like he needs a strong, positive role model. And I do want to help him in that regard. But I can't do it at the expense of other people. And I need a break from it. Yeah, I'm bringing her, I think, to Relic 10. I think she's going to be like my second real Relic 10. R9 Satil for fun? Or you think? No, I'm probably gonna R10 her just because she is a tank. She's gonna be in this brand new team. She's presumably going to be a stranger counter, so I want her to be as strong as possible. I don't see any value in saving R10s personally, you know, because by the time we get an R10 requirement of something, you know, we'll know about it with enough notice for me to save for that stuff. So I'm not really concerned by any of that stuff at all. What's up, Micah? How's it going, man? Yes. Oh my god. I've tried so hard not to troll that guy too, and he's somebody that if you just want to, it's hard not to. I'm just gonna say Hadai because you have a very long name and I can't parse it. But my star killer, my SLKR at 14.7 million is still R8. Mine is still R8. I love my SLKR team, especially at your level. I think R8 is perfect where you are right now. I don't think you need to go much further than that, or further than that at all. He does what he needs to do, and at your level, you're not going to be facing crazy R10 stuff. Yeah, my guild had a few drops and annoying things happen this TB2. But it's okay. I think we're going to hit our goal for TB. which is all that matters, really. For me, GLs now, like a year ago, I would have said the GL minimum is R7. But I think that now, if you get a GL, R8 is the bare minimum. I could also call you Buddy or Guy, or Tiger. You didn't unlock Zepho or Mandal? Fuck. That is gross. Like, Zepho, I get. Zepho's mission can be hard. Oh, that's gonna make this annoying. The Zepho mission can be really, really tough. But not unlocking Mandalore, that is such an easy one. I have already semi-misplayed this by allowing me to get into this battle with my cooldowns not full, not where they need to be. Got you down. And we get Dark Trooper down. I think we can. I think we're okay. I think we're going to be fine. Oh, right. I think we're good. You should... I fail the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis every once in a while. And the Tatooine one... It's an easy mission, but it's also it's a mission that like sometimes does unpredictable things. Like you can go into this mission and sometimes you're the stupid fucking crate dragon will eat your guy and then on the same turn will spit and you're like, well, fuck, what do I do? And then he'll eat the next turn. And there's nothing you can do. The coding for that mission is just messed up. It is weird. There's something going on with it. And there are times where there literally is nothing you can do. I just started using pause because I did get the Omicron recently. So I just started using pause there. So I don't have enough data on that. And it was nice. Using pause, I was able to full auto it, which was beautiful. Oh, I should probably... Yeah, I should have changed targets to prevent that. Oh, well. Java is such a game changer, man, because of... because of Smuggler's Run. Mods are so important, and Smuggler's Run 2 just really amps up modding for players in the mid-game. It is such a game changer to have that. I know my audio is cutting out because I'm just looking at Discord as well right now. It's my bad, but... That's true. You never have to worry about BKM getting eaten. And again, with the Omicron, it being a full auto mission now, I'm like, I know not everybody values the full auto like I do, and they're like, oh, Egnards doesn't like to play the game. I love the fucking game, but it is such a damn. But it's such a time commitment that like I need ways to be able to do things faster. And often I am able to do that because I can auto things. All right, I think we're okay. I think as long as I can get to ult. If I can get to ult, I should be fine. Oh, maybe I can't get to ult. Maybe this is not gonna happen. Oh, or maybe it will. That didn't do enough. This fucking sucks. More to consume them. All gain 25. All other pilots assist. Consume sites would call all other pilot allies assist again. Probably going to have to basic. Oh, until the end. Target enemy. To himself. Then he flicks the opponent. Ouch. That's rough. What's your thoughts on the mall event requirements? Honestly, I think that the mall event requirements are probably going to be Relic 7. You're probably going to need all of the characters from the era plus Relic 7. If I had to guess, that is almost certainly what's going to happen. Yeah, Chris, I do it during work. I do it during school. The next phase of TB starts at the same time as while I'm at lunch. And I just run those battles towards the end of the lunch. And I leave my phone on my desk. A battle ends. Because I'm not the head person in front talking to kids, I'm able to just start a battle and walk away and go help kids and do what I need to do. And then my TB is almost always done before I even get out of work. We do Hoth Star. We do one Hoth Star. There's really no reason to get more than one Hoth Star. Because that one Hoth Star, you can get just from platoons and from the fleet. I feel you on the mods. I've been playing since January 1st, 2017. My first 2 years of playing were very casual. It was only it was only in the last like 4 years that I really started to focus mods, and my mods would be in a way better position if I had kind of paid attention to that early on. But I didn't. Right, so it's an uphill battle. My mods are not terrible now, but it took a long time of getting there and really having very, very, very distinct and very specific. Like you can see, I have very, very, very specific filters for my mods to make sure that like I'm getting the things that I need out of the mods. And I do have this really, really great mod here. Sometimes you have to lock mods to not be hit by the filter, but I am so excited to find where I'm going to use this mod because it's beautiful. It truly is beautiful. I'd love to get rid of this, maybe more defense or health, but otherwise it is beautiful. Yeah, I don't think R5. I think it's going to be R7, honestly. Very, very strong belief there. If I remember correctly, Jabba can kind of just do this. Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful mod. I don't know. how my JML is modded. I have to look. I don't remember. I know he has a protection arrow. Yeah, if I remember correctly, Jabba does pretty well on a Malachor, even with just randoms. I mean, Khan, it's possible, right? It's possible that it's going to be R5, 100%. I just don't know if it's going to be. I don't think it is, you know? And especially at the end game, you kind of feel like, hey, these people in the end game, I'm just going to keep basicing to get this up, but I feel like you should be getting characters to like R7 minimum anyway. Prediction on the next Conquest Union. I'm not a predicting kind of I don't fucking know. I really would like for it to be Bail Organa. And honestly, I know JML needs a lifter more, but that's their own damn fault with what they're doing right now. And I kind of feel like Jabba's starting to fall off, and maybe it's time for Bib Fortuna. Dude, so Coliseum, obviously my Coliseum is being whale funded right now. This morning, I hate Coliseum. This morning I did my Coliseum battles, and I got 78% on the ATST. And then after I got 78% on the ATST, I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a tier 7 pack to level up my characters. So I went in, all of my characters, when I first did this, I got that 78%. Clea was 70. Cinta was 70. Vel was 67. I went and I bought a tier 7 pack. Clea went up 7 fucking levels. Cinta went up 4 levels. I played the battle again, and I got 60%. With 14 new fucking levels, I did 18% worse than I did in my last battle. Like, you can't make that shit up. It's so annoying. I wouldn't mind a ship in Conquest, because then that makes my life easier for 3 months. Oh, we're past 8, so I can check out my store. Well, harder. I don't really need to well harder, but like it's just it's annoying. Like it's a lot of frustration. I understand like you level up once and maybe you don't do better, but literally 14 level ups and I did 18% worse. Or like last week, I was in tier 6 at like 60% on all of the bosses, but then the stupid Dryax, I was at tier 5 because there's just no way. There was no way to push past. It was so frustrating. I I cannot stand that game mode at all. All right, let's see how we're doing. Oh, that's the wrong spot. Let's see where we're at. Nope, I pressed the same. Does anyone ever do that where, like, you press the wrong area of the game? You realize it's the wrong area of the game. You get out, and then you press the same goddamn area of the game. Okay, shouldn't need deploys here. We might need deploys here, but we shouldn't. Is it possible for a capital ship? I mean, technically it's possible. I strongly doubt you're going to get a capital ship from Conquest, because it's like one of the cheapest, easiest ways to get a new character, and they would not want to do that. Let's just double check this. All of the content creators are already saying new raid, and I don't know. I'm not saying that the new raid isn't Andor, but I am saying that this new special event with Andor isn't the new raid, and everybody's like, new raid, who this? Raid Shadow Legends. 396 minus 331. So 173 plus 620 minus 394. So 399 minus 318. We're at negative 81. We really should be able to make that up without a problem. I am going to refresh the bot for my guild, so it is going to kick me out of game. It's a great time to chat. Yeah, but they have to. It's too early for the new raid, but it's not too early for them to announce it and start releasing characters, because they do need to start releasing characters, which is why I think the Andor characters that we have in this current era are going to be raid characters. And I think that at the very end of this, era is when they're going to announce the new raid. And while we are waiting, I will once again say that Awakened Mandalorians is recruiting one, because, you know, with people leaving the game, I am constantly apparently recruiting right now. So if you are in the end game, please hit me up on Discord. It would make my life easier to have somebody, even if you don't think that you meet our needs in some way. If you are in the end game, you might as well shoot your shot. Probably say no, but you know, you might as well. Yeah, Bodhi, with all of the changes, I think the era battle is going to be the exact same thing this time around. Like, literally the exact same thing. I think that we just... Okay, the bot just hit, so I can reload my game. What does that sound like? Bachelor number 1, when the raid launches, do you like to hit the raid right after it launches? Or do you like to wait until there are 4 hours left in the raid and you've been tagged 8 times to do it in order to do the raid? I hate my guild leader and the officers, and I love when they waste their time. So if I could be any ice cream cone, I would be doing my raid in the last hour. That is my dating impression for the game right now. Here's why, GLS. I believe, obviously the player who is highly engaged has already stopped investing in Order 66, right? This is really important. So we're going to put on the single camera. This is how you know it's really important. The player who's really smart and the player who is highly engaged has already said, I'm done with Order 66. I might invest in things that make sense in Order 66 outside of the raid. So I might invest in Lord Vader's team because I want the team, but I'm not investing in the raid just for the raid. The minute that they announce a new raid, the mid-game players, the early game players, the mid to late game players, they all stop investing. They want you investing in the new stuff for the new stuff, yes. But they don't want you not investing in the old stuff. Right? So they don't, like, they can't wait till the very last minute and drop the raid on us tomorrow, but they need to wait until the right time where they say, okay, it's good, we're fine. We don't necessarily need people investing in this stuff anymore. And it's a fine line. Sometimes CG is really good about figuring out the right timeline on and sending us stuff. Sometimes they're not at all good about sending us stuff on the right time. Right? That is super, super, super important. What's up, Shadow? Well, actually, I know that you had just as interesting a night as I did because you were up at 2 a.m. When I was struggling to stay awake because I literally couldn't fall asleep, if that ever makes sense. At least you used your brunch super chat this time for something worth it to say, right? Last time you had so many great things that you could say, and you didn't hit the right notes, but this time you did. Raid 66 seems worth the farm to the end. It depends. It very much depends on where you are in the game. If you're in the end game, there is so much great stuff in Order 66, right? The Hondo team to R9 is great in every game mode. The Lord Vader team to R9 is great in every game mode. But if you're in the mid game, you might not need a lot of that stuff yet. You might be focused solely on helping your guild because that's what's keeping you in your guild. Right? And that's kind of the thing that we have to keep in mind. And mid-game player doesn't mean non-spender. Look at a player like User, who is his account, I think. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up just on my side here. His account is fucking bigger than mine now, 14.7 million. And it's less than a year old, right? You look at Shadow's account. Shadow's account is just over a year old. And he is at just under me at 14.3 million. So there are a lot of players, and you're not in the mid game anymore, but there are a lot of players who were in the mid game and they're not in the mid game. Like they moved very quickly through it. Sin, I'm going to be talking to you in like a half hour. Fuck off. And I talked to you all night, and you were all mean to me. You were like, let's talk about the movie. And then I started talking about the movie and correctly using spoiler tags, and you were like, I don't want to talk about that part because it's such a good part. Fuck off. Oh, man. This stream is going to be demonetized by YouTube. All right, we got to get into Conquest, right? It's Conquest time. Conquest and chill. I forgot to take any type of timestamps here. I wish I could recruit User, but User found his way into Caw. And I would love to recruit Shadow, but Shadow found his way into a TW guild, and he's a TW tryhard. And Sin, I will one day recruit, but Sin's account is just not there yet. All right, Conquest. Hey, Mustang. All right, let's see. We got Conquest and chill time. What is it? We're at 111, right? 111. 11. We have finished Conquest. We are at our red crate. I'm going to say it now. For those of you just showing up, yes, I sim Conquest. I always sim Conquest. But during Brunch, we do not sim Conquest. Because it gives me time to chat with you lovely people. It gives me time to talk to you lovely people. It gives me time to show off my Gungans. So, when I start doing these battles on manual, that is the reason why. You're barely awake. Well, how am I supposed to do your roster review if you fall asleep? Let's see. Gungans, Gungans, Gungans. Man, they always go so hard. Like, I can't use Gungans here because they go so hard on the shield generator. I've got an R9 Wampa. I don't know. Wampa's not my character. There would have to be some really heavy incentive for me to bring my Wampa to R10. I took my characters to R10. Right? Phil only has one character. I have 5. I took them all to R10. For me to take Wampa to R10, there would be some pretty hefty incentive there for me. Fuck you, Xander. Man, Sin, I was so tired yesterday. I don't think you understand. I got home, we sat on the couch, and I was like, I'm going to bed. No, but then Phil wins. I don't think you understand. If I took Wampa to R10, he would think it was funny. He would enjoy it. I can't let you in my guild yet. You're not there yet. I need somebody around like 14 million right now. I need a hero to save me. I need somebody who was in a casual guild who is finally ready to step up, who is ready to leave their guild and is like, you know what? I have a big account and I want to do big things now. They don't have to be a perfect account, but they need to have an account that can push its weight. Actually, Pariah... Oh, shit, I have to message Pariah. Pariah has a good alt, and we were just talking about this. It's all right. Shadow, I tried to recruit you, like, 6 months ago, and you were like, no, my guild is in TW. We love TW. I tried. I tried. Tried hard. Look, Sin, I'm putting you on the path to be where we need to be. Right? That's the goal. We're getting you to where you need to be. We're at 45 and we're pushing to 48. Our goal is 48. Our plan is 48. But, you know, with all of the retention issues of people leaving the game, it has been a lot of cycling people out and having to redo platoons. And, but that's okay because the reward bump is not really that big. We plan to be at 48 short term. If Sin wailed correctly. We're going to see if Pariah can save us. All right, I think they can still do this at 30%. Got to find out. Would love to have a Vayne Kron going into GAC. TW really fun if your guild is focused on it. Look, I could see that. If your guild, if everybody's really focused on it, I could definitely see it being fun. The problem is that if you're in a global guild, you know, everybody's time zones are different, which means you have to be on call. And at least from my guild, I've recruited specifically because we don't like TW. Sin, it's very, very specific R9 platoons that we need. Because our platoons are done, but now when somebody leaves, it's like, oh, hey, I have to replace those very, very specific ones. Oh, right. The Stranger can do this shit. We remember that, right? Stranger. Maul. Star Killer. Besus. And Barris, right? Yeah, if everybody wants to play TW and everybody is all very similar time zone, I could see TW being fun. It's not fun for me, and I don't know if I would ever be in a TW guild. That's what we do. Optional join, mandatory participation, but we also don't try hard because the reality is, getting a stranger. The reality is, you know, 95% of our battles are either a whale TW guild that's going to kick our ass no matter what, or a cupcake war. And if it's a cupcake war, we don't really need to try hard. It's very, very rare that it's a competitive match. And if it's very rare it's a competitive match, it's kind of like, well, I'm not going to tag people constantly for a match that we either are going to really win quick or really lose quick. Dude, Matt, don't get me started on my R9s. Like, so many of these. So many of my R9s. My account would be in a much better place right now if I were more selfish. Right? And some of them are not bad tunes, but I don't want an R9 Echo. Somebody dropped an R9 Echo recently, so I have an R9 Echo. Hoth Rebel Soldier. I don't want a fucking R9 Hoth Rebel Soldier. HK-47. That was because somebody forgot their HK-47 or they were unavailable or something happened, so I did an HK-47 that week. There is constantly things. Mon Mothma. I don't need an R9 Mon Mothma. I just did an R8 Biston this week because we needed an extra R8 Biston. Wicket, like... Veteran Smuggler Chewy. These were all like, oh man, my signal data is great right now. And then somebody screwed up their platoon or deployed and forgot about their platoon. And I go, oh, I can take it because I have all these extra things. God. I know, but Sin, I also need people who can do their combats and who has the GL ships and who has more deploy. My guild, I will tell you, my guild is very good about volunteering when it comes to R9 operations. In fact, I just did a fun contest in my guild where I posted like 40 characters that are R9 extras. And I said, hey, you know, for every R9 you do on this list, I'll give you 3 points. And then at the end of the contest in a month, $100 in prizes. I'll spin a wheel and I'll send out gift packs. you know, and that's what we're doing. And everybody was like, fuck, I'll take these characters up for a chance at free crystals for them. And, you know, I'll pay for it because it was fun. It's silly. And I don't normally need to do that. I only did it because it was extras. It was stuff we didn't need, but it's nice to have an extra one. Sin, we are working on your path to get you here. We are. I promise you. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not trolling you. I would love to have you in the guild. McClunky will not shut up about having you in the guild. Ani would love to have you in the guild. We're almost there. We have stuff that needs to happen first. I know. Everybody needs to watch that video and come to me. And say, hey, you know what? I want to play with Egg. I want to be an Egnards guild. I make shit easy for everybody. But it also makes it so hard on me. My end of phase times can be so annoying because of it. Nobody wants Wicket, but I took Wicket. I always take the shitty ones. Because we need the platoon. So I always, when I have a lot of signal data, I go, yeah, I can do it. And it has messed with me because then I can't do you know, the projects I want to do. Or the projects I want to do are much slower. Sin, first of all, I literally did give you a list of things you need. And second of all, I'm doing a roster review for you today. How many waves did I earn this TB? Okay, hold on. Keeping in mind, I don't do phase 1. Right? I don't do phase 1 at all. So I did 118 waves with no phase 1. Normally people at my level, you know, you just add the 25. So I did you know, if we took into account day 1, I would be at 143 waves. Oh, here I am getting distracted again. My Discord is literally my name, Egnards, Egnards. You just hit me up on Discord. Drop me your .gg. You know, I'll tell you if you fit where we need you. I've had to turn people down before, and I've also, you know, had to. I've also had, you know, just said to, hey, people, you know, maybe in 3 months. No, I don't skip the SM, but the SM is not a wave. I do the SM. I do throw Balin at that. I would love to be able to do more waves, obviously, but, you know, I have been taking so many platoon characters up that I can't take full teams up. But at the same time right now, I'm kind of waiting because I look at, like, the ISB team. And the ISB team, I say, hey, this ISB team is probably going to be needed for the raid. I'm probably going to want to take them to Relic 9 very quickly. I might need this specifically for that. They are a good option for a team instead of taking a whole nother team up. He might have. But Phil is also a greedy player. Phil does not... He only does things for himself. All of my shit is ship platoons and... We do. We skip a lot of Zepho. There are days where we don't. I've been slowly opening up more of Zepho for different reasons. You know, but we obviously we have turnover in the guild that I have to take care of before I worry too much about opening that up too far. All right, these guys are completely out. Damn. Phil doesn't know how to have fun. He's not a fun-loving guy. He doesn't know how to TB either. Sin, I already told you what you need to do. We've talked about this. I know in your head you're like, oh, this is my headcanon. We could talk about it more today, too, during your roster review. You get those things done for me. And then your account is in a much better position for me to say, hey, yeah, sure. I'm gonna, well, let's see. Let's get this. I really want a Vaincron. Is this dark side? No, this is light side. Sin doesn't know hatred. All right, we're going to do one more refresh. Try to get some crons that I can just use. Try to get a dark side one with Vayne on it. Well, they capped it at Relic 5 specifically for Relic Delta, right? That was the person. That was the reason why. But as far as I am aware, the difficulty, they increased the stats to make it roughly the same. What should you do for a roster review? On my Discord, I have a whole roster review process. So you go to the Slice of Otagunga Discord, and you'll find the roster review channel. It has a quick little survey telling me about your account and what your goals are. And then I put you in the queue for roster reviews. I know, I would like it, but I wanted the Balin Cron. I wanted the Wampa Cron. I really would like the Nihilist Cron too, just because... I mean, Nihilist lead sucks. But I think it's going to make it so damn tanky that it is going to be worth using. You are enough. Dear Sin, today is going to be a great day because you are you, and that's enough. Dear Cynthia, we've been way too out of touch. Things have been crazy, but you know that I recruit too much. I gotta tell you that your account kinda sucks. I should also say that my Gungans, they fucks. How many do I do a day? I typically do 3x50. If I'm feeling it, I might do the hundreds, but very rarely. I don't do it as a regular thing. Oh, I know. Everybody in my members group, do not become an Egnards premium member on Buy Me a Beer unless you have a strong desire to fuck me, because that makes up my entire group right now, and we don't want to change that. Oh, they don't have Discord in your country? Ah. Let, I don't know what my time looks like today. I know I don't have a lot of reviews for today, but I also am going to a movie at 11:15. So maybe we could slot you in today. Maybe. Matt, it depends. I'm fluid like that. I'm a people pleaser. I can go both ways. Let's see. Got one fucking Datacron. That is why you joined. See? You just don't realize it yet, Mustang. I don't want light side characters. I don't have any fucking reroll materials. Guess I'm not getting a Vayncron today. Do I spend that? No, I don't want to spend that on that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I can't guarantee today, but it's a possibility. I'll try to throw you in. All right, we're still at 8. Okay. We thought you were gay for Philip. To some extent, sometimes. All right, we are going because Conquest is done. We're gonna take a very quick break, for me to get some water, go to the bathroom. We don't have a ton of roster reviews today, but we do have a few of them. Sin, as a premium member, you do have the option, if you would like, to join me on stream for your roster review. You didn't mention that, I don't think, in your review notes, but let me know here now, and I will set it up while we are on break. So, that's not what I mean. What I mean is I'll do it without Discord. The Discord helps me do it. But anyway, I will be right back.
Roster reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a roster reviews. Talking to me that what pack sex should sell to you. Ooh, to you. To you.
All right, we are back. Sin, we're here. I'm popping into voice chat. Nobody can hear you yet. Let me.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I think they can. I think they can.
Oh, fuck.
Demonetize me, daddy. All right, let's see. We've got Sin here. We have to pull up your stuff. You'd think I'd be prepared, but I'm not because I have a hangover. We went.
I
to
don't
the
ever expect you to be prepared. It's like You think I haven't talked to you before?
I usually try to be prepared, but we went to the movie. I got a beer at the movie, and then my wife went to the bathroom, and I was like, "Where the fuck did she go?" And she came back with another beer, and then we went out to dinner, and I have a hangover because I'm old, and 3 beers does me in. All right, so we have
Fucker.
your count up, 12.5 million. Obviously, your goal is that you want to be a sleeping Gungalorean. Your hope.
I want you to know that I could probably add like another 150 on the spot by just adding fucking mods to my characters.
I hate when people don't add mods to their characters. I honestly, I literally hate when people do that. It kind of low key pisses me off. Just add, do correct primaries, correct sets for every character, even if the mod is shit. Because then
See, here's the thing.
eventually,
Is I do this. I do actually do this at every new character's release.
okay,
And then I'm like, I need this character like perfectly modded for some reason. So then I give them some of my like first order mods for a second.
okay,
Because those are crazy. And then I move them back to my first order, and then I don't give them their old mod back.
that is stupid. And you have hot utils?
Yeah, no, I do, which is why this is very funny.
It's not. No, it's not funny. I think your definition of funny is stupid, and I hate it. No,
Like we can take a look at my Captain Han Solo, who I had to use for Conquest earlier because I'm doing that now, I guess. Who got my fucking SLKR mods,
no,
and now he has nothing.
that is what hot utils is for. And Shadow, listen, your modding is too picky. We're not talking about modding Captain Rex, right? We're talking about taking your characters who are literally on the bottom, like Ewok Scout, and just putting correct primaries and correct sets on them. Now, my Ewok Scout is probably not correct because I modded him maybe 8 years ago. But that way they become part of your mod downline for when you're trying to upgrade your characters, and you're less shit when it comes to deploys. Lampla, if you're talking about my guild, this is our guild here. But let's take a look, right? Shall we? I know I kind of looked at your account not too long ago and gave you some stuff going on here. We know that your ships are shit right now because your Profundity is at 4 stars, your Leviathan's at 5 stars, complete and utter crap at your level of the game.
They could be 7-star if that would actually make the difference here, but it won't now, will it?
It is part of what would make the difference, but I would not recommend doing it right off the bat because, you know, maybe there's a month where you get them free and then you have to do it in 2 months. You know, my goal, I know you think that I hate you, but my goal is I enjoy when my friends are in my guild. I enjoy when people that I like and talk to, and I don't want to say respect in this case, but
oh, fuck you.
if there's a midpoint between I don't like, I'm ambivalent and respect, there's like a midpoint somewhere there. That's kind of where you're at. I want those people in my guild, and I want to help you.
This is why I think you hate me.
That's debatable. There are people that I hate, and I have no problem telling them that I hate them. It also kind of, now these are not things that would make or break whether or not you're in my guild, but it does really piss me off when people do not finish their ships. I understand.
Look, they're not unfinished. They're in progress. I'm not refusing to finish them. I'm just refusing to rush them. And refusing isn't even the right fucking word, given that I literally said I can do it tomorrow if it would make the difference.
Again, that is for the capital ships, it is part of what's holding you back, but because there's time involved in the other things that we'll get into very shortly, I wouldn't recommend doing it right away because you'll get a month or 2 or 3 out of free refreshes for them. My question to you is, how many ships right now are you currently actively farming at least 5 battles a day?
3.
Okay. Which 3?
Vulture Droid,
Okay.
Hyena, and B-Wing.
Okay. All right. Not bad. I personally, what is Rogue One's not a Cantina farm, is it?
Rogue One is not a Cantina farm, and it gets my excess ship energy. The ones that don't go to Temple Guard, yeah.
Okay, so you are actively farming it, just not 5 battles a day yet.
Yes. It is
Okay.
it is next in queue for going up to 5 battles a day.
Okay. All right. Then that's fine. Because it just makes profundity so much better. And I know in GAC it literally doesn't matter what its level is, but being able to use it
7 stars.
helps in TB. And all of the profundity battles are doable without Rogue One. It's just they're more annoying. They're way, way, way more annoying. All right.
Marauder is also on the short list. It's at 25 of 100, so it'll be done in short time when I give it that love.
Okay. And Marauder for the Zepho battle is really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So they said Vulture Droid, Hyena Bomber, and you said the
B-Wing.
The which wing? Oh, the B-Wing. Yeah, for home one. For home one.
Yeah.
All right.
It gets
see.
1 prep worth of Cantina a day.
Okay. All right. Hey, Apocalypse, man. Look, anyone should just hit me up on Discord except Sin because we're working on that. But shoot your shot.
Fuck.
Help me out. Help me out here. All right. So we have our characters, and I think if I remember correctly, you did finally do your Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan.
Yes, they're at our 9.
They're finally doing what they need to do. Your Ahsoka is where it needs to be.
My Ahsoka's been where it needs to be from the moment she was unlocked. You don't get to sass me for that.
I'm not sassing you for that one. Your Peridia Patrol is at least R7, obviously, from Ahsoka. This is not one that I think is mandatory for people, but I do, you know me, I really think one of the reasons that I really like the team as well, because when we're talking about combats, right? Mandalore is a battle that just every guild is doing in 2 or 3 days. So that Captain Enoch and DTMG, Night Trooper, Death Trooper Peridia, and Scout Trooper all being at least R8, that's extra combats for you. And that's where you're hurting right now.
I have them on the short list for R9 with Dark Trooper getting it.
Okay. Yeah, didn't I give you a list recently?
No, not of like actual tunes to upgrade. You were just like, do this kind of thing. The list of units is what I'm here for, really.
I could have. Let's see. In members chat, Egnards. Okay, so in members chat from Egnards. The first thing that comes up is you, Taylor Swift reference from 2026. Let's see. I don't even know how to.
Just keyword search for Imperial Remnant.
No, because this was big with punishment. Members only. Would you like to actually give a number of waves this time? Okay. Okay. Being able to do all fleet combats on day 6. 2/3 a Mandalore mission. So that's being able to do the open mission and being able to do this mission. Making reasonable attempts at 7 to 8 of the R9 missions with at least a 1 of 2. All right. So outside of this, let's take a look at filter out our R9s. Never remember if it's here or here. I think it's here. Actually, God. These fucking first order, stupid ass Captain Phasma piece of shit. Ugh,
I did 9 waves this phase, which I know isn't like a great number, but it's not like a terrible number either.
But what planets do you have open?
R9 across the board.
Okay, yeah, see, so that's like 4 battles, five battles if, more battles if you didn't get 1 of 2, obviously, but that's besides the point.
It was out of 2s and 1 out of 2.
I want to take this down, actually. I don't want to see the relic gear levels. What I want to do is go back to power by default. God, we don't even have Hondo yet. I do hate you.
Yeah, no, that's also like part of my issue here is I am also doing the fucking shard farms for Hondo.
Okay. Because he's such
Which
a
is-
good R9 team because you get the Smuggler's Run and also just so much viability for...
That's 3 fucking ship farms and 2 cantina.
I know. I fully recognize and I fully understand that nobody gives a shit about Afra. We have basically
We'll
nobody.
actually list here because the Kyber LSTs
You're doing
from
that.
Cassian will just be Afra.
Go to Afra. Okay. How is your day 3 in Rise of the Empire?
Day 3 looking at what planets?
Literally all 3 are Relic 7 planets. Here's why I ask. Our major goal right now is a perfect day 3. And that means getting people who can fully participate in day 3 combats. So, like, I know you're working on Afra with the Cassian thing. Getting Afra's combat there, it seemingly is small, but it's useful. Now, that's not a short-term thing. Like it makes sense to save the Kyber the Cassian LSTs for that. So I'm not telling you to do that faster, but I am telling you that is an extra day 3 combat that is super, super helpful.
That is a good mark to have.
Right? It's something, yes, it is, because I want people to have a full day 3. And to make it easier. We're like between 5 and 8 million from being able to do it, but we still want everybody to be there because it'll make our lives easier. You know, being able to do the Wookiee mission. So having a planned Wookiee team is very helpful.
Yes, I do actually have the Wookiee team on the short list because I will actually end up buying the fucking Jedi Cal requirement specifically for Tarful and Saw.
Okay.
Right to R7 because the rest of them I am like 1 or 2 relic levels off of having a functional team for them.
Yeah. And you can do it without Yoda and Chewie. I've just found that Yoda and Chewie makes it autoable for me. And that's what I value.
And I've already got him at Relic, so I will add him to the short list of farms here. I'm kind of waiting to see how the raid shakes up before I'm like, let's go crazy on things.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And I'm going to tell you that in terms of what I want for a guild is I want to see, yes, you should write to the roster review request page. Correct. And that's how you get added to the list. What I want to see in the time that, you know, before I get you in is 1, having all of your fleet commanders at 7-star, but that should be the last thing you do since you can try to save crystals there.
You know I don't give a fuck about that.
No, I understand that, but like I'm not like if you tomorrow were like, hey, I just spent 48,000 crystals on this, I'm going to say, well, great for you. You still have other shit to do. So why spend it today when if it's 2 months from now, you've done everything else, you've saved yourself 4,000 crystals, you know?
No, that's fair.
So it just makes sense to do that as the last thing. And for example, if you met every other requirement and then I said, hey, these are still at 5-star and you told me, hey, the minute that these events become available, I am going to do that. I go, okay, I trust you, you know? So like that's not that big of a deal, but it is something that I would be looking at. Having a Wookiee mission, you know, do you have your game up right now? Are you on the PC or no?
Yeah, I do have my game up. I'm not on PC though.
Well, whatever. I'm curious to see what your day 3. So I'm gonna actually put the game up on my side too.
Ooh. You're not gonna like this number because I did actually have to away on this.
I don't care what your waves were this time. I'm just curious, like in general, So like
Do
the
it.
Dr. Afra mission you're not doing yet, but I want to see that in the shorter term, the midterm. That makes sense. The
Mhm.
Empire one, are you doing the rest of these missions on Dathomir?
The Empire one is about to be possible by adding LV to R7 in like literally 2 days. Actually, I
Okay.
could pull the trigger on that right now.
Okay, so LV being a trigger point here would be nice, but the other two you are doing.
The other two, they're just Darkside generic, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I want people doing the special mission, but it's not a deal breaker for me to not have that.
She's going to be R7 in short time. I'll also have Great Mothers because Balin's on a short list too. I can make something work on the special mission in like the medium to long term
Yeah.
after the raid, probably.
Okay. What about Tatooine? Are you maxing Tatooine out?
Riva, yes. Bo, yes. Jabba, yes. Fennec, yes. Generic, also yes.
Okay, so then the answer is yes, right? Like you're
That-
maxing
that's
Tatooine. It was just a really
the
long way to say
trajectory?
maxing Tatooine.
Yes.
Okay, so Tatooine's good.
No, I'm just running through a checklist of like
Okay.
things that I have.
I gotcha. Kashyyyk, you're maxing, except right now, not the fleet because you need profundity, and not the Wookiees. The other two missions, I'm assuming you're doing, correct?
Their generic light side, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So before I move on, I see blah blah blah. How many waves does my guild expect? I don't really have an expectation of waves because day one, I don't give a shit if people do it. Day two, I honestly don't give a shit if people do it. We are what I consider casual competitive, which essentially means, look, I have a guy whose wife is in surgery right now, and I'm like, why are you doing waves? Just deploy. Go spend time with family. Like that's
What are you doing here? Get out.
exactly, like there's no reason for you to be there and just do your shit. But overall, I expect people to be kind of pushing combats because this is our game mode, and day 3 is our choke point right now. So I would say Afra mission doable is what we want to see. I would say Wookiee mission doable is what we want to see. I would say Empire mission. I know that.
Also
What's that?
be at R6. The Afro droids will just be at R6, so that's like 50 signal data saved just from the LSTs being R6 instead of R5. So I can push them to 7 really fast.
Yeah, I'm just, when we talk about a checklist, this is what we're looking at, right? Is like, all
Yeah.
right, those are the things that we want to see here, is because I really want perfect day 3s. And I have some people not doing it because I am not somebody that kicks people from the guild unless they've actually fucked up. If I have a free-to-play player who I told you, I have one guy in the guild who has so many things where if he were being recruited tomorrow, I would say absolutely not.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Exactly. Like, no, there is zero way that you would be recruited into the guild. But he's been here a very long time, and I don't push people out unless, they're actively doing something wrong.
Harmful. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so that's day 4, or that's day 3. Day 4, obviously, Mandalore. I want to see you doing 2 of these missions.
Mandalore, 2 missions. I'm, like I said, gonna be adding Remnants here in a second.
Well, yeah, so DTMG is the one mission I want to see here, definitely. Hands down, no questions asked. Our day 4 is obviously 3 day 4 planets. Zepho, we don't hard ignore, but you don't have... You do have Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, okay, but you're buying the other things to get them to relics. Yes.
Yes. The LSB is for the Zetas and Amis on his requirements because I feel those are worthwhile.
Okay, that's fine. So Haven class.
Yeah.
When you do like, let's say you're doing a day where it's day 4, and I want to see all relegate battles, and I know that that's going to be probably different than what your current guild plan is, which would mean really your first order is probably doing one of these missions.
First order is actually doing 2 of those missions.
You're able to do with your split first order. That's awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. I would eventually. I mean, this is not where we talk about like hard nose, but eventually, when Hondo gets done, I'd like to see Hondo being doing one of these missions.
Lord
Um,
Vader is also again on the short list, and his clones are all nearly at 7-star now, and they
yes.
will be going to R8 at least.
Okay. And I'm assuming that you would be doing the special mission here. Well, it's a 2-day
Uh,
planet for us. So you would be doing the special mission on day 4 and then a regular mission on day 5.
yeah, like the Riva walks over the fucking the sortie mission, which is always the pain point for me.
Yeah.
We also do a 2-day Haven. So one day I run the special, and one day I run the sortie mission with him,
Okay.
and that's great for me. And like when I have Lord Vader as a consistent answer for a sortie, I can push them to a mixed planet.
Yeah. All right. So then we would want to go into Kessel. Kessel is not necessarily a super hard planet. I honestly would really like to see, again, this is like a midterm thing. I would really like to see a Jabba team. Are you throwing Jabba with, well, you actually, your Jabba's R7, but it's one of the
I can
easier
make him
missions.
R8 literally right now, actually.
I would love to see the Jabba mission being completable.
Is he able to do it by himself, or do I actually is
It's
his mission actually threatening?
it's harder than Vandor. From what I remember, you can do it with randoms on manual, but I don't know if it's like complete randoms. You know, like where
Uh,
you like use your lesser Huck Cartel, but with
yeah.
his Huck Cartel team, he can do it very easily on auto.
Kerr is a person that I've been eyeing for a while because he's on the R5, I think,
Okay.
and he really shouldn't be. That's such a strong PvP unit to be rocking R5 on still.
It is, and I'm gonna just throw your account back up here instead of my that stuff. But where
Yeah.
is Huck Cartel? So 1, 2. I mean, honestly, Bosch is R6, so that's not too hard. Cursatan definitely R5 makes me want to cry. To be completely honest, it's insane to me to have Cursatan that
I
low.
know. I'm so sorry.
That's awful to me. Um,
So like I could push Java to R8 now. I have Boba. I can't use Gamorrean Guard. He's a platoon, and he's a unique platoon. However, I assume you already have that, which means he would be free game,
he probably
provided.
he probably would be free game. But it depends on when I have an opening. If that person is somebody that had Gamorrean Guard, and then it becomes, you know,
Right.
hey, this is whatever. I think one of the other things that I would like R9 is really where we want to be with things because we're working on
Mhm.
R9 teams. But again, phase 3 is where I'm really focused on getting perfects. Phase 4 is a really strong preload phase for us that sets up our day 5 and 6. I think that what I would want to see right now, not even worried about the R9 missions, you know, in day 5 and 6, and those would be important later on. Afro Wookiee Empire, which is short term, DTMG, and I would really like to see both. Well, how do you do on Lothal? Are you able to just throw shit at the wall and get all of those missions done?
Lothal.
Except
I
Phoenix. I
want
don't
to
give a
say
shit about Phoenix.
I want to say I use like Jedi Master Kenobi and Rey there.
I'm gonna tell you that you don't use Jedi Master Kenobi because your Jedi Master Kenobi is Relic 7.
Is that an R8 planet?
It is an R8 planet, but it's like the easiest planet. Check their TFP. Listen, Big Boat says your TIE fighter pilot is really important.
Oh
And
fuck! It's
your
not.
your because your TIE fighter pilot is only Relic 5, Big Boat is not going to allow you in the guild. He's not in our guild either, but Big Boat and I are one and the same, so you might lose out just there. I think you're going to need a Relic 10 TIE fighter pilot in order for a Big Boat to accept you.
I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Okay, so other than those things, what I would really want to see is you to be able to participate heavily in day 4, which would kind of mean, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be these specific teams, but
Mhm.
I really want to see GL teams at R8, right? Your GL
Yeah,
teams are all R7 right now, and possibly lower
actually,
because like Quercetan and everything.
I'm gonna fucking I'm pulling the trigger on an R9 Kenobi literally right this instant because I have the rest of his fucking team at R9.
Yeah, so it seems I don't even know if he needs to be R9, but even like
No,
R8,
I
like
meant 8, not 9.
yeah, I would like to see like a Jedi Master Luke team at R8. I would like, and you might.
I do have reservations about Jedi Master Luke at R8, and that is I don't like him as a GL, and I do just use Jedi Cal lead with
Well,
all of the good Jedi.
so this is where you were interrupting me, and I was going to say to you was also, but I understand you have Jedi Knight Cal, and you're probably using him in his place, right? But we're looking
Yes.
at like JMK. His team is great in the R8, R9 planets. Well, R9 planets not as much. The R8 planet, Sith Internal Empire, Emperor. I don't know why I say Empire, but C fucks in TB, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Having a C team really helps with Haven. So having a Sith team that is really strong there, that's kind of something I would want to see with JMK. Something that I would want to see with C.
Sure.
Um,
I can also take him to R8 literally right now because I have the rest of his team too.
See, these are things that you got to talk. You have to like pull the trigger on. Um,
Sure. I guess
I
I'm
I
in
hate
RAGL.
I hate the fact that Leia is still fucking G12.
She's 2 days old, man. I'm
I
waiting on a
know,
raid pan.
I know. It's just so funny to me. I would definitely be taking her entire team at least to R8. Um,
I
that's
think
the
Drogon's R7 with the short on the R8. And I think R2 is required at R8.
what team requires R8?
R2 is required for
Yes, I'm
land.
looking at it right now. So you have Drogon is R7, R2 is R8. There's a lot of options for her team. You know, for PvP, people use Radish Jin. I don't take my Jin to R7 or to R8. I typically use like Radis and Captain Rex. I throw random extra R8s in there with them.
Yeah,
But
I
you're
mean, you can take a look and you see that I have an R8 Mon Mothma.
yes,
If
and
that's
Mon
not a
Mothma.
thing you guys need for platoons,
I have an R9 Mon Mothma. So what is the
there's a
C? What is the C team for TB? I use C with as many tanks as possible. Personally, for Haven and Malachor, so you try to throw them with like Malik, Malgus. I throw Hatefield Maul in there, and he can usually do that on auto as long as you have platoons.
I will probably run him. I will probably move Sith Trooper over to him. The red Sith Trooper.
Okay. Stormtrooper. Why are we talking about Stormtrooper Luke? No, your Stormtrooper Luke is 5. What are we fucking talking about? Oh, that's just Shadow probably giving you shit because Shadow wants you to wail further. So listen, here are the things, right? This is you do these things, then your account is in much better standing with me. If you're doing the Afra mission, the Wookiee mission, the Empire mission, you have a DTMG team. You're able to provide an R8 full Jabba mission, a full JMK mission, a full Leia mission, and you're able to predominantly do day 4, which would be all Relic 8 planets, and do most of day 4. I would say like 75 to 80% of day 4, plus having uh the fleets at 7 stars. That is something that I can say, okay, you know what? Sin's a little low for us GP wise, but I can take Sin in because Sin is able to do the things that I need them to do in order to make my TB easier and in order to make the TB easier for everybody else. And for you, someone who's like, I'm 22 and I make lots of money and I don't want to save any of it. I just want to spend it all on the game. That might be too much.
I do save things. Fuck you. Do not sass me about that.
I'm just saying, like, I could see you doing this in like 2 months, 3 months, and being like, yeah, dude, I'm ready for you. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Next person that I have coming out of the guild, you're up. You have the stuff that I need. Because I take in people.
4th and 5th for Afra.
For the Afro battle.
Yeah, I know IG should be on that list. Actually, fuck it. He's in their Cantina farm. I'm gonna kill myself, man.
Lamptula, just fucking message me. I haven't seen your account yet. You haven't messaged me. So I use, if you do like IG90 and you could do the whole like regular Afra team, then you're fine. But I personally, because I've been doing this for a while, I'm pulling it up now. Afra, HK47, General Grievous, Darth Vader, and BT1. And that wins on auto 95% of the time.
Okay. You said fucking Grievous?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
But again, you can use a full Afra squad and it'll work. But at the time,
another fucking another Cantina farm while I'm worried about a raid on the horizon.
There you go. That's what I'd use, and 95% of the time I win it on auto with that team. Because remember, it's all about Afra stacking, and Darth Vader takes all of these crazy turns, and General Grievous hits hard and does all of his shit. So sometimes it gets scary, and you're like, "Oh shit, I only have 2 characters left." But it just works well.
Vader?
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't know who I heard.
Yeah, you throw Darth Vader
in
there.
Did you not say Afra, BT, 0, HK?
I don't use zeros. Nope. I use Afra, HK, General Grievous, Darth Vader, and BT1.
Shit. Not having 0 is such a funny sentence to me. Okay.
Yeah, and it works. It works real. I think I've lost the mission once.
So, okay, I gotcha.
It just works so well, and it is sometimes fun to watch that battle and go, oh wow, oh no, I'm about to. Oh wait, no, I'm alive.
Suddenly, I am actually somehow alive.
So those are the things I would want you to do, right? Long story short, and again,
so I have Imperial Remnants to R8.
Yes.
Wookiees to R7, Afra to R7.
Yes. The Empire mission, which you should be finished with soon, right? Because you said Lord Vader's coming up.
Yeah.
And that's a great team for R8 anyway, for Haven. So it helps there too. The DTMG mission.
A longer R8.
That's okay. Right? That DTMG mission, that's the Imperial Remnant. And my isolation here is Jabba mission, a C team, and a JMK team, and the Leia team. But really, the answer is being able to provide like 75 to 80% of the waves needed for Phase 4, which is all R8 missions.
Were both just added and already complete.
Okay.
Like those are done. I can make something happen with the R8s I have there. And I did just take them to eligible entry. Java, I'm gonna have to fuck around with and see like what I can make happen. But I should probably take him to R8 too.
It's all about pushing that roster. That's what it comes down to. And I have people that aren't really at our GL. Like we took the better Sin in because
fuck you.
He has lower GP, but also spends to the point where it's like, okay, I see this person being there very quickly, and can do those missions for the most part. Though, Sin, if you are still here in chat, I know we were talking about your TB wave date tracking. So making sure that you have those teams in there so that we can look at what needs to be to go further. But I honestly can see you being ready at the lower end of what we need. in 2 to 3 months, you know, and maybe sooner if a person who leaves is on our lower end, you know, and someone who's like 13.2, and we go, all right, well, somebody at 12.8 is basically doing the same thing. Right now, the person leaving is at our higher end, so I really am trying to find somebody that can replace them also at the higher end.
Yeah. And a bigger selling point for me is going to be what happens with the next raid.
Yeah. And look, you know, right now we're in a holding pattern with the raid. If with this next raid,
Right.
you're like, hey, I'm doing 14 million on day one, I might say, well, fuck, like
I don't even
that's,
go to that.
you know, like to me, that's kind of like, all right, that's more valuable. Like right now, that's not valuable to me.
Right.
But it is something that could be valuable to me. So,
I mean, yeah.
all right. So now you
Like,
know what you need to do, so you can stop telling me that I hate you, telling people that I hate
no,
you.
you hate me.
Okay, that's fine. But you at least know what you need to do so that I don't hate you.
I have set up the 3 squads to R7 and 8.
Okay.
I will be working on them in short time. Jabba will be my next R8 now that C and JMK are done. And then I'll fuck around with that mission a little bit and see what I can make happen.
Okay. So basically,
Uh,
what you're saying is you understand how to make me not hate you.
yeah,
Okay, that's the important thing.
yeah, no.
That's the big one.
But time, I'm still gonna say that you hate me. And when you do finally accept me, I'm still gonna say that you hate me.
As long as you know what you need to do in order for me to not hate you, that's the important thing.
Yeah, no, but it's you like egg hates me.
That's fine. That's fair. All right. You are welcome to stay on. We're gonna do at least one more of these, just because my movie time is coming up, and for anyone else that I think people posted today actually, which is nice because then I don't feel bad about not doing theirs today. But I do tag people about those, and I do them in order. If you're still writing, I do want to get to Conwarlocks, and we'll see what happens time wise so that we can go see Ready or Not 2. Somebody asked me earlier while we were talking, though. I don't remember who it was because I was trying to get it. Oh, it was Auntie. Auntie, if you're still here, I saw not Ready Player One. Ready Player One fucking blew. It's a shitty movie.
Yes.
It was terrible. So terrible. The book is terrible, too. Saw Project Hail Mary.
Oh man, that's a hot take.
No, it's bad, and we'll get to Conwarlock in a minute. But we saw Project Hail Mary yesterday. It was amazing. It's probably the best movie I've seen this year. It'll probably remain the best movie I will see for the rest of the year. It may even be the best movie from last year as well. We're going to see Ready or Not 2 today. The first movie, it's fun. It's stupid. It's fun. I'm excited for this one because it's going to be stupid and fun too. Ready Player One. Before we get to Conwarlock, I hate that fucking book. I hate that fucking book so much. I think the only reason that book got popular is because they had a great publisher or publicist who got them into Loot Crate and being able to get it out to millions of people basically for free because people were buying Loot Crate and it was just like, oh, you got this book. And that is the only reason that it got a movie, and it is the only reason that it got popular. And I think that the book itself is essentially just nostalgia porn. That's all it is. The book has no tension. The book's plot is weak at best. I actually will say that the first third, so before he finds the key, has really good pacing. Once he gets that, the book moves so quickly that there's never any room for it to be tense. And if the author had made a trilogy where each book was finding a key, I think it would have done a much, much better. But
giving it some time to
Yeah, because it was like, oh, we spent all this time trying to find this key, and you're like, oh wow, this is great. And then he just starts finding fucking keys up his ass, and you're like, all right, well, whatever.
I guess the keys weren't that important after all.
The keys were the friends we made along the way. Every plot point in that book was, oh no, this next puzzle is we have to recite Ferris Bueller's Day Off, literally word for word from front to beginning. And then you're like, oh shit, that sounds hard. But then the next sentence would be, but every good vault hunter did that 10 years ago. Every relic person has, what do they call them, gunters? Every person has done that already. So this is easy. Of course I know this movie back to front because I know every movie from the 80s. That was every plot point in this goddamn book. There was never any tension, and I hated it. It was nostalgia porn. That's all it is. It was basically, you know how like women read like well, I guess you're too young to know Daniel Steele, but it would be who's her Colleen Hoover now, like those like airport romance fuckfest books. It's that for nerds. There's no plot. There's no substance. It's fine that you read it. It's fine that you enjoyed it, but it's not a good book.
It's actually not fine that you enjoyed it. You should feel bad.
Look, and some things are just smutty. Some things are on the surface, and it's fine to like those things, but it's not good. Right? There are plenty of movies. Street Fighter, the 1994 movie, it's not a good movie. It is my favorite movie, though. It is campy. It is crappy. It is silly. It's not a good movie, but it's my favorite movie. I do think the movie gets too much hate, but it is still my favorite movie.
You are a very silly fella, you know that?
I am. I'm very aware of that. I know that so much so. What is happening right now? We were talking about Ready Player One, which is shit. It's fucking awful.
Apparently, Egg has strong feelings.
I have very strong feelings about Ready Player One, and I will say the movie is Steven Spielberg turned a steaming F- pile of shit into a C+ movie. I will give him that. He took shit and made it watchable, but I still don't think it's a good movie either.
I also don't think it's a good movie.
Okay, so at least we agree on something. No, it is a shitty movie. It is not good at all. It is kind of like what is it? Rise of Skywalker is the last one, right? The sequels. It to me is kind of like that, the final sequel. I walked out of the 9th movie saying, well, that was shit, but The Last Jedi destroyed every setup, so it was the best possible thing we could have gotten after The Last Jedi.
Oh, all right. We're gonna pump the fucking brake. Last Jedi hate.
No, The Last Jedi is look, The Last Jedi.
As to the sequels, fuck you.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is.
It literally isn't. It literally isn't. Conwarlock, I apologize. We will get to your roster review. It literally isn't. The first sequel movie, I only remember Last Jedi's name because I hate it so much. The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens was a smart ploy. It's safe. It's a rehash. It reintroduces characters. It reintroduces people to the material. It was a very smart play. And
sure, but it wasn't a good film.
But no, listen, hold on. It made a bunch of setups. And The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson just kind of said, you know what? I don't give a shit about any of this. I'm doing my own thing. And that is part of what makes The Last Jedi a terrible movie. It might be cinematically beautiful, but that is part of what makes the movie shit, is because it takes what's supposed to be the middle portion of a trilogy and says, all of this stuff that we have set up, I am throwing it out. It is shit. And I don't care about things like space bombs. Like, people on the internet were like pulling up their glasses and going, well, actually, bombs in space can't fall because there's no gravity. Like, I don't give a shit about stuff like that. I am living in an environment where there are lightsabers, there are fucking plasma swords that can cut through anything. I can suspend disbelief and believe they have technology for bombs that can drop in space, right? Like, people that got pissed off about that annoyed me.
Or
The
stupid.
most egregious thing to me in that movie was that they set up a 24-hour plot. They were like, this is going to happen in 24 hours. And in those 24 hours, they concoct a plan. They escape from jail. They hyperspace jump to some random ass casino planet. They walk what is presumably what looks like multiple miles from where the actual casino was to where they landed their goddamn ship. They found the dude they were supposed to be looking for. They got knocked out. They wake up in jail. They escape jail. They get back to their ship after a crazy chase. They jump back. And somehow 24 hours has literally just happened. Like, it's so insane to me. Like, it's so fucking stupid. There's no way. It is a garbage movie. And I don't actually blame J.J. Abrams about the sequels. And I don't actually blame Rian Johnson for his Last Jedi. I blame the stupid fucking executives that said, hey, you know what's a really great idea? Let's make a trilogy. Let's give the entire writing process and directing process to 3 completely separate teams, and let's not have them talk about it. That is who I blame. Because that was the stupidest fucking thing you could have possibly done.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Marvel, at least, I don't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Is it Feige? Kevin Feige, I think. Feige. At least Marvel was smart, and they said, you know what? We're gonna do all these standalone movies, but we're gonna have this one guy that makes sure it all works. That makes sure that all of these plots,
like, this is how this is working.
Yes, they had a guy in there say, hey, we have to talk a little bit. And that is why early Marvel worked, right? It's kind of going off the rails in the last couple of years, but that's why the lead up to Avengers worked. That's why, Phase 2 worked and Phase 3 worked, because you had people making sure that the plot points worked together. Now, there were some small plot holes, sure, but the setups worked. They didn't do that for Star Wars. They just kind of said, do whatever you want. So Abrams set up his first movie, and Rian Johnson was like, no, we're not doing that. And then when Star Wars, when Lucasfilms saw that nobody liked Lost Jedi, they were like, oh, we got to get Abrams back. Right? And Abrams was like, actually, I liked how I set this stuff up. So we are going to do what I wanted to do the whole time anyway.
And somehow Palpatine
returns. It would have been okay to give 3 different teams the movies as long as there was somebody involved to make sure it connects. As long as there was someone to say, well, actually, this guy did this thing in the first one, so we can't do this one thing in the second one because it'll be confusing for audiences and stupid. And what the fuck with Snoke? I don't want Snoke to ever come to this fucking game because holy shit, they set up Snoke as this big, huge bad guy. This guy...
And then nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing.
The entire Last Jedi, they set him up. He's like doing Force... Back then, I was calling them Force Skype calls. He was setting up Force Skype calls between 2 totally different people. It wasn't like him talking.
2 random fucking people, dog.
He was like, I'm taking you over here, and I'm putting you in the same fucking room. That's how fucking powerful Snoke is. And he dies to let me just slightly turn his lightsaber and turn it on. It's so fucking stupid. It pissed me
like
off.
a really stupid sleight of hand trick.
Like I hate it. I hate it so goddamn much. I hate it so much.
I wholeheartedly agree.
And Rise of Skywalker is not a good movie. I just think that The Last Jedi was so goddamn bad that it's just the Rise of Skywalker is basically just band-aids. It's let's throw band-aids on this. That's what it is. Yeah, it's
and it fails at that too.
No, but when I walked out of it, I was like, all right, it was cool to watch. I'll never watch this movie again. I will literally never watch this movie again. But it is the best possible thing that J.J. Abrams could have done with the steaming pile of shit that Rian Johnson gave us. That's it. That's it. Now, and I'm not like my brother. My brother is 10 years older than me, and every time I go upstate to visit him, he will go like, the sequels have retroactively ruined my love of Star Wars. I'm not that nerd. And
yeah, you are.
Outside of doing streams about Star Wars, I don't constantly talk about it because it does not exist in my head anymore. I just don't watch them because I don't like them. But it was mishandled. It was done wrong. It was stupid. There needed to be cohesion. There needed to be talking between those three teams. My God.
You're just a hater.
I'm not. I'm more of a casual fan than anything else. I am the person that watches the shows and goes, "Oh, that was cool." I'm not the person that dissects things. But in this instance, when we look at these three, it's just you have to.
But you know what's better than just slightly cool?
Really cool, which we didn't get, right?
So there's two answers I could give here.
Okay.
One is helpful and one is helpful-ish, but not, and one is funny. Which one do you want?
I mean, we're having. I spilled my heart out, right, on like good information. So I kind of want like the real deal here.
The real answer is Andor. Fucking peak show. I love that.
Andor is a great show. Andor is a great show. I still watch the shows. I like the shows. I don't like sit down and wait till midnight and watch them, but I watch the shows. They're good. Andor is great. Rave Mon Mothma, Andor amazing.
I did actually stay up and wait until midnight for after like the first 3 episodes.
That's who we need in this game is methamphetamine's Mon Mothma. That's who we need. Like ecstasy, Mon Mothma, parentheses, ecstasy, and parentheses. That is who we need in this game right now. I saw before while I was ranting, somebody asked about buy me a beer and roster reviews, and if you have to pay me. I don't know if you're still here. My free roster reviews, they're tips. They're done on tips. You don't have to, and a lot of people don't, and that's totally and completely cool. If you don't feel it was worth it, or if you just can't afford it, I am here to help. Unfortunately, we do have to get into Warlocks because I do have to leave for a movie relatively soon. So
that's good because that was going to be the funny answer was Conwarlock's review that we haven't even done yet.
I apologized to him, right? I said, look, I know it's coming up, but we had more important things to discuss.
No, I know. It's just a funny thing to give you shit about because I like giving you shit about things. It's my favorite pastime. That's
fine. It's completely fine. I did see that you put your request in. And what's going to end up happening is it'll probably, I mean, I have 2 for next week. So it'll get done almost like 95% sure next Sunday when we do the roster reviews. All right, Conwarlock. Let's see where we're at. Where are we? Okay. Please ping me if you're not here. I know that you are here. Fleet Arena, mostly Leviathans nowadays. I recently got my own, generally getting top 5, coordinating with my shard. Good, great, wonderful. Assault battles, all except Peridia Patrol and Night Sisters are at max. That's fine, as long as Duel of the Fates is there. Current farm, farming for Spooder Maul, return and getting that team ready. Relicking for Balin. Gonna gear Quad May when I get here, pretty close to Leia, so that'll probably be my next major farm. Also planning on getting Mommy Mandalore once the LSTs hit. This is how you know a Rabid Beaver fan, because they all say Mommy Mandalore. I'm really close to Afra 2. Going to use one of my Ander LSTs on Hondo and be ready. Zeta-wise, I'm doing barely okay right now. Got 4 full ones saved up with all the farming coming up. I don't think they'll hold, though. They 100% will not hold, especially with GLs on the horizon and multiple journey guides coming up. Banff, I'm somewhat close to, but holding off on that until I get Gun Granny. I have considered getting the Malicos team up, but so many other things are just much closer. I've considered farming Hondo or Ahsoka for the ROI, but they're still way off. JMK is also kind of almost close, and I love Obi-Wan as a character, so maybe him after Leia. Watt and Kat are both 7. Gun Granny is at 140. Satil is at 170. Quad May you'll have after this. Efficiency is more important. I got my silly out of my system when I farmed Gungans. I love that you farmed Gungans, and yes, they are silly. Sin, you know I like to play a game where we play Guess the GP. I know I very quickly put this account on my screen, but I made sure not to look. Do you have a GP guess for Conwarlock's account?
I am looking at this.
Yep.
There's not a whole lot of information here.
Sure there is.
Not for guessing GP wise.
Well, sure there is. Look at here. Here's what I look at.
I'm still at 10.5.
Here's what I look at. Has a Leviathan. Great. So has either all the fleets or at least has the most important fleet. I look at assault battles and I say, all right, we have all of them. I look at, we have at least 2
He did not say shit about the assault battles.
Yes, he did. All except Peridia Patrol and Night Sisters are at max. And then I said, good, great, grand. I see that we're missing at least 3 GLs, right? We're missing Leia. We're missing Leia, Ahsoka, and Hondo. So that does tell me a lot. We don't have Malicos up and running yet. Satil is at 170, which doesn't necessarily tell me that we're not at least gold creating, but it does kind of give me an understanding. I am going to say 9.5 million. And you said 10.5?
I'm going to say 10 to 10.5, yeah.
10 to 10.5. All right, let's see. 10.1. So we're split down the middle with that 10.5. Now, obviously, 10, great, good. 9.5, close. We're kind of on the right track of understanding where the account was. Yeah. I mean, if you want me to pass next week, I will put in a note to not do your roster review next week. That's completely fine. But also, if it matters to you, I timestamp them, and so that you can specifically watch just the ones that are relevant to you. All right, let's see. Jabba, Vader, JML, 3 GLs. So we're only
GL was kind of crazy here.
It is this high up, and okay, I was just making sure that none of them were like a G12 Leia or something.
Yeah.
Let's check out. Well, actually, I want to see the ships. Okay, so we do have Profundity, we do have Executor, we do have Low. So we do have all of them. They're just not all starred up just yet. Track.
Yeah, like 5 and a 6-star. 5-star Prof, 6-star Levy.
Kylo Ray are far. We have JML. C is semi-close.
The Kylo progress makes me sad. Actually, it makes me want to cry, really.
If it makes you feel any worse, Kylo was my last GL to acquire before I got caught up on GLs.
Yeah, because you hate me.
Probably. I don't think I actually knew you at the time. JMK is 1320. Star Killer, Grand Inquisitor.
You hated me before you even knew me. That's insane, actually.
Probably fair. Yeah. Afro, we're close to.
Sure, I
We're
think
using Leia. We're working on Mommy
R8's
Mandalore. We're getting close to.
fucking insane, and I say that as also having an R8 Savage.
I have an R8 Savage. I think mine's R8. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, but you're also at a point where you're doing stupid and fun upgrades and TV upgrades.
That's
This is a
fair.
person who's missing over half of the GLs at 10.5
Yeah.
million.
Okay. So, knowing that we got all of the stupid out of the way, right? The fun out of the way, and we're looking for efficient, I am going to very strongly recommend against going for JMK. JMK is great in GAC, but he's very. He doesn't provide anything else outside of that. I think it's not the smartest thing. What?
I am going to say that, like, JMK is going to eventually happen just because you farm all of his team to, like, stupidly high requirements.
Eventually.
And those are the two that he's probably going to be targeting next, and Hondo and Ahsoka. And between those two GLs, you do end up with Relic 9 on 3 of the 5 teams, and he's already got a Lord Vader, I think is what it was.
Yes.
Which means he's got an R8 Padme.
Yes. Listen, there is a time and a place to go for JMK, right? There is a time to get JMK, but with JMK, you're just getting a GAC team. That's it.
Yeah,
that's
you're just getting
you're
JMK himself.
Whereas Ahsoka may be further, okay, but you are getting a great team provided you have or are close to Ezra, and we have Ezra, and we don't have Rey yet, so we're not using Ezra with Rey, and you are getting a very good event, like a very good event out of it.
One of the best in game.
Right? And while you're doing Ahsoka, you are also building out Commander Ahsoka for eventually getting JMK. So,
and baby Ahsoka.
So this brings you closer to JMK, but is a more important farm.
No, I agree. And there's a reason I said that, like, this was after the next two being Hondo and Ahsoka.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Because the Hondo farm does suck. I'm aware of that with all of the fleet farms.
So ass, man.
It can be really, really, really annoying. So I understand the idea of like slow farming a lot of these requirements.
And like I'm looking through the requirements for Ahsoka for him, and it looks like he's got most of them starred.
They are, except for General Syndulla and Padawan
Who is
Sabine.
a 6-star, so is starred for appropriate purposes.
But also, you are during the time that you're farming, you are going to get some more of those shards.
General Syndulla is not 6-star. I'm a liar.
No, she's 5-star. But you're going to be getting more shards from Coven of Shadows, and because of the R9s needed, you honestly can probably just 5 battle farm Syndulla and Sabine Wren.
And I don't know, like, what is the actual shard progress on Syndulla there?
I just know 5 stars. Missing 1 Sabine shard.
He is in the chat. What does Syndulla's shard count look like?
I know that he's in the chat, but I don't even really think it's relevant because we look at it and we go, okay, so at a maximum, it's 185, right? Times 1.5 because these guys are now accelerated, I believe, right? Yes.
It is important here because that is a Cantina farm, not a hard node farm.
Okay.
So if it can be
Kyber LST, boom. Kyber LST, boom. Great, good, grand, wonderful. That completely solves that problem. I strongly believe. Now, let's see. Quad May you're getting, and you have the other thing. So Quad May as a short-term farm is is completely fine. Balin, we are very close to. It's just bringing these three guys up to R7. Thrawn brings you closer to other GL for later anyway, so that's kind of nice as an extra thing. So Balin, completely fine. Mommy Mandalore, we just have to get the LSTs for that. Okay, so you have 3 short-term farms here. Afra.
I don't know who. Hey.
Afra. Where's our IG90? IG90's 5-star. I mean, look, get Afra. I don't know if I'd strongly prioritize Afra, but while you are working on Quad May and while you are working on Balin, I really think that the next major farm should be Ahsoka. And while you are working on all of this stuff right now, you should be slow farming pirates to get Hondo. Smuggler's Run 3 is very valuable now that the tiers are independent of each other for modding. And he's just a great GL. At that point, you know, the game is probably going to be fundamentally slightly different, but it makes more sense to go for JMK at that point. Badass motherfucker. Like, yeah, Mace Windu does what he needs to do, sure. But for raid, he's going to be done by the time you use him. And for GAC, he's kind of like a defensive staple right now, but he's also easy to solve. And with Satele coming out, you know, I never found him to be a reliable counter for the Stranger personally anyway. I think it kind of is something that is not as much of a priority, if that makes sense. But then, you know, JMK, yeah, I agree with you, Sin, that if the game hasn't fundamentally changed too much at that point, that would probably be the time to get Kenobi. Before or after Leia, let's take a look at our Leia progress.
Just a side note on LSTs, if you're getting flooded with them right now, and I assume people still are like, oh my god, Lightspeed tokens, they're everywhere. Prioritize your Cantina farms for especially like the Kyber Lightspeed tokens.
If you can get out of a Cantina farm, 100%.
Take it out every single time, especially on a Cantina farm, because those detract your signal data
so much. As far as do Leia first or Ahsoka first, I honestly think that you can continue Leia at this point where you are right now. It looks like you just have some relicking that needs to be done. I really don't think it'll. It's just relicking. I think you should finish Leia, and you know, again, you can start to slowly go into shard farming for Hondo, and you don't even have to do all 6 farms. You can say, all right, you know, I'm going to start 2 of them now while I'm doing Leia, and I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to do 5 battles a day while I'm finishing Leia. And then as you get into Ahsoka, you say, okay, you know what? Now that I'm closer, I'm going to bring it up to 4 farms a day, and you'll start to see those things tie up. But Leia is an important GL. I would never say do her just for her event, because her event kind of sucks, but it is nice free stuff.
It's free armies at a minimum.
Yeah, but it's not like Coven of Shadows, which is like a great event. It's just like free.
No, absolutely. You're getting Leia because she's a kick-ass in PvP and TV. Not because of her event.
She's great in TB. She is great in GAC. She is great in TW. She is one of those like Swiss Army knife teams that will provide endless use for you. Lady Geek, look, we had this exact discussion actually, I think it was on Friday. Maybe it was last week. You're right. I like how Cantina farms are very modular, that you can speed them up and slow them down. I think people misunderstand them heavily, but especially right now. You know, a year ago, gearing was still a thing. So while signal data was a gate, you were also gated by other things. So you didn't feel the signal data gate as much. And you could go, oh, I could take a week off from doing this because I still have to bring these guys from G12 to G13. Now, for the end game, that gate no longer exists. So we are so fundamentally fucked on signal data. And it's the only gate that exists, which has exacerbated the problem so significantly. Warlock, I think we have your plan. Really, it's just fuck JMK and do Ahsoka Hondo instead, and to not really worry too much about badass motherfucker, and to maybe not over prioritize Afra. Like, get her because you're going to be using a token on Hondo, but understand she's not going to be super great for you. Do you have any other questions other than that, though? Doing 3x signal data a day, I cannot remember the time that I was not doing 3x signal data a day. I think literally when signal data start came out, I was like, yes, this needs to happen. Oh my God.
It's hard to imagine a world where you're like, I'm not gonna refresh signal data all the fucking time.
I literally, there is no world in which I'm not doing my signal data. Like, seriously, every day, all day, every day, signal data all the time. All right, what do we got going? Because I gotta wake up my wife and we gotta get to the movies. I see. Oh, R.I.P. Captain Amazing. Gone but not forgotten. I see Womprat is on. He's not playing the game, but we can stop in and say hi to him as we raid out. A couple of things before we do leave. One, as a reminder to everybody, Waking Mandalorians is recruiting. 13.5 to 4. Yeah, soon. 13.5 to like 14.5 or above. Hit me up on Discord. Shoot your shot. I'll tell you no if I don't think you're the right guy or girl or 137 rats in a trench coat for the job. It's
136.
I was close. Aren't you impressed that I was close though? Like I was one off.
I am.
Number 2, I forgot my number 2 at this point. Oh, number 2, if you are on YouTube right now and you're not subscribed, I hate you. Rectify that. I don't know if you guys realize this, but because of the state the game is in, literally all of the content creators right now are like, there are so many people dropping out of watching things. So I'm not saying watch more things, but what I am saying is that if you are watching the things from somebody, like, subscribe, it does help because it gives you more viewership. And number 3, normally when I have people on here, I say, hey, it was really nice to chat with you. We had a great time. Like,
but you hate me, so you're going to be like, no, we didn't have fun. Fuck you.
Exactly. I'm going to just say fuck you and be done with it. Next week is members brunch, I believe. Yes, it is. So if you would like to join me again,
you too.
Snorlax will probably be there, or Shadow. I usually have 2 people on, but maybe we'll do 3. So I will see you guys next week. My wife is on a business trip next week, so we will probably either do a GAC party on Wednesday or maybe half GAC party and half GAC stream. Haven't fully decided.
Oh, you fuck. I'm not available.
I told you about this like 3 weeks ago, man.
You told me. No, you did not.
I did. I'll find it on Discord. I literally will find it on Discord.
It's in our DMs.
It wouldn't be in our DMs. It would be tagged in general chat. So I'll see you guys next week.
I expect you to find this.
I am going to find it at some point. But with that said, I am going to see Ready or Not 2. Peace out, everybody.